Welcome, families. Thank you for joining me today. We're going to walk through the process of registration for 7th grade humanities. So before we get started, there's a few pieces that we want to make sure that you have readily available. So first, the directions that were sent out in the email around humanities registration. Secondly, on the Deer Creek homepage, I'm going to navigate to the campus login. So if I go down to quick links, I can log into Infinite Campus. I'm going to log in as a parent. If you're unsure of your registration, students can also log in with their information and walk through this registration process. So you'll enter your username and password here. And then finally, I want to make sure that I have my students' registration choices in front of me. So they can log into their Google Classroom at classroom.google.com. And then they're going to navigate to the classroom that Ms. Jonas has shared with them. This one's the STEM one, but humanities students have one as well. And once I log into that classroom, I'm going to navigate to classwork, and under registration, they have their humanities registration for 2020-2021. I'm going to choose to view the assignment. And on the right-hand side, they should have already turned in their work. They are going to make sure that they leave that turned in. It is how Mrs. Jonas checks to make sure that the registration is correct. But you can open up that assignment to see the choices your student has made. One last thing that may be helpful is the humanities course guide. And so that is linked in Ms. Jonas's letter, but you can also find it on the Deer Creek homepage under academics and course guides. So you'll want to just see that that's open, as it gives us all of the course names as we're searching for those. So today we're walking through the registration for electives for next year, and students will register for a total of 6 electives, 2 electives per trimester. And then new this year, students have a choice in the topic for their 3rd trimester ELA course, and so students will be choosing that. Now, a few exceptions. If students are interested in symphonic band, choir, advanced team sports, or yearbook, all of these classes require an application process. And so read this section carefully because there are a few things about their registration. However, even if students have signed up for these classes today, they will still register for 6 elective classes that are available in campus. So they may need to move one of their alternates to their registration and choose an additional registration. Ms. Jonas does have a copy of what their registration is supposed to be, and she'll be referring to that. But for today, notice that there are some exceptions. Okay, so I'm ready to begin the process, and I'm going to navigate to Infinite Campus and then select More, and then go to Course Registration. And I'll select Deer Creek. And you'll notice up in the upper right-hand corner the name of the student. If you have multiple students within campus, please make sure that you have the correct student chosen. So this is the landing page for course registration. So I'm going to select Add Course. Something to note, as soon as I make my selections, those are saved in Infinite Campus. I don't have a Save or a Submit button. So the first thing that I want to add is the 7th grade ELA choices. And so students on the course guide will find those near the top, and then students have made their first choice. So whatever that first choice is, I'm going to navigate to campus, and I can begin searching for that name. And when I find it, I'm going to select the blue plus button and choose it as a request. Now, if at any time I've made a mistake, I can click on the back button and go back to my landing page, and I can select the course, and at the bottom I can delete that request. So again, you have the ability to change that. So if I wanted a different language or class, again, I would push the blue button and request that. Can navigate back and see that my choice is there. So the next thing that I want to do is register for electives. So in humanities, students must be sure to add an elective from each of these 4 categories. Again, if students are doing yearbook or advanced team sports, they are not registering for those at this time. Ms. Jonas will add those classes through the application process. So for those classes, you will choose a different class in its place, and then the schedule will be fixed for next year. If students are wanting to take advanced choir or symphonic band, they will register for choir or concert band at this time. So when I look at the student choices, I can see here my student has filled out those 4 categories, so I'm going to register for those first. Because this student wants to take concert band, I'm going to go ahead and register for any year-long courses all 3 times. So I'm going to go to add a course. I'm going to search for that, and because band is a year-long course, same with choir or foreign languages, I will add it all 3 times to make sure that it is once a trimester. And I can navigate back and I can register for those other classes. Again, I can just choose add course and I can search for the name of the course by typing it in. So again, I'm just going to work my way through these 4 choices and make sure that I add each of those on this page. I can continue to use the search. And now I believe I have all 6 elective courses chosen. So I have my ELA and 6 sections of electives. So the next thing I need to do are add the alternative courses. So those are at the bottom of the registration page. So I'm going to select add course. Again, I'm going to search for that. And when I push the blue button this time, instead of request, I'm going to choose that as my alternate. Go back and see what the other choice was. Search for that and request the alternate. Now, students who wanted advanced team sports or yearbook may have to add, they may have put one of these as one of their main requests, so add a second alternate so that every student has an ELA, 6 electives, and 2 alternates. And then when you are done, you can log out of campus. Again, there's no submit or save button, it's automatically saved. Please reach out to Mrs. Jonas if you have questions, and thank you for joining me today.